Hello and welcome to a new episode of Under 360 English channel. I am Professor Anup Matthew and today's discussion is whether the green energy projects that are viable and long lasting for India or not. In today's discussion, we are going to discuss about the India's green energy scenario, its prospects and the main challenges as well as the hype generally the corporate as well as the system had put forward in front of the common investors of India. Keep watching. We know that Prime Minister of India last year announced the vision of achieving 100% energy independence by the time India celebrates its 100 years of independence. That means by 2047. Also, he told that India is very much ambitious about the renewable energy targets of almost 450 gigawatts and to be achieved by 2030. And in last year's COP26, COP26 President Alok Sharma, he told that this 450 gigawatt production by 2030 is also the part of countries' enhanced climate targets under the UN Framework Convention. So India is very much optimistic about our green energy targets. Also, the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, they have also announced that the total installed renewable energy capacity of India, that means it excluding the very large old hydro power station, is crossed almost 100 gigawatt. That's a milestone basically. Excluding the big hydropower projects, we could achieve the 100 gigawatt milestone. And also government launched the hydrogen mission also nowadays with an aim to commercialize the hydrogen for industrial use. And now we know that the government is very much optimistic about the electric mobility, the electric vehicle systems that to be deployed on field. And the recent budget also given due importance for that. This is the India's green energy scenario. Now the question that posed to almost all the investors is that worthy for us to invest in green energy initiatives? Because every time a lot of experts in stock market, they used to give you a lot of idea about these sectors are going to be the future sectors of India as well as for the world. There's a lot of growth opportunity on that particular sectors. One such sector nowadays, almost all the experts that putting forward is the green energy sector, especially electric vehicle sector. So I have seen a lot of people, a lot of investors, they are jumping into all the EV companies, whether that's the EV component manufacturing companies or green energy investments or even any of the energy investments. If a company like Tata Power, they are generating more than 75% of their power from conventional plants, including thermal plants. But their portfolio for green energy is very less. Still, if they announce that we are going to invest some amount for green energy, then people are chasing that company without knowing the total investment or total volume of that company. So this is the new age buzz. We are going to analyze, is that worthy? One thing is, we can't anticipate in near future that everything will move to green energy or new and renewable conventional energy, mainly because of the fact that new and renewable energy cost cannot find a trade-off, or they may not be able to find a trade-off without the help of government aid. And as the hydrocarbon demand decreases, obviously as the major producers of hydrocarbon, they are from Middle East, they will be compelled to reduce their prices, and once the price has been reduced, automatically the new and renewable energy or green energy systems that may start to go into an halt, or new investments may come into an halt. The same thing we have experienced in the past also. When crude oil prices went down, all the investments on thermal as well as the wind turbines came to an halt. The victim of those things were none other than Suzlon or Vestas or GE. These kind of companies, they made a huge investments on wind especially, and suddenly everything came to an halt and all the thermal power plants start to commence their operation. That was one of the major threat, and that's what we are facing now also. Now we are saying the hydrocarbon fuels like petrol, diesel, naphtha, whatever it is, that has its cost, and the renewable energy is free. No, it's not like that. Hydrocarbon also is free. The processing cost is only involved. So as demand decreases, hydrocarbon cost also will be decreasing. Another advantage that put forward is about the pollution. As long as majority of the power plants, they are working on hydrocarbons or conventional way, the total pollution that we are levying on this earth remains standstill. I'll explain you in detail how it can be. For example, if you are using an electric car and that's being charged from a nearby charging station or from your home, and the power that you are getting at your home or the charging station, if that's being generated from a coal or any other thermal power plant, do you think the energy that you are consuming here is a green energy? No, it's not like that. The only advantage is you are relocating the location of pollution from one place to another. Instead of you are polluting with an IC engine, internal combustion engine, in your city, the power station at some remote place, they are polluting that particular city. So the overall pollution overheads remains the same. Another thing that we are going to face is about certain studies related to the wind turbines. That means the flow of air and its adverse impact. Many places, including the Europe as well as in India, many studies says that the installation of large wind turbines that adversely affects the natural flow of air, and even that affects the natural rainfall also. So that also may be taken into consideration when everything related to renewable energy taken into seriously. Another thing is about the solar energy harvesting. We know that for solar energy harvesting, we need a lot of area. You can find a lot of vast land in India, but still, as the industrialization progresses in future, none of the vast land remains vast land. At least some manufacturing industry will erect there. And the energy cost, that will be the total sum of that real estate value also. So no longer people may not consider that as a viable economical solution. Now we shall analyze the green energy companies that's available to be invested in Indian stock markets. These green energy companies, they are profitable now, or that seems to be prospective just because of the fact that currently Government of India is giving hefty subsidy for everything that related to green energy, right from including the import of components to its transit and even to support their marketing, including given mandate to all the state-run electricity boards that a particular proportion of total energy consumption should be from green energy. So state boards are compelled to buy green energy from one operator or another. So that marketing part is also done by the government. So now the green energy is safe. But as a long-term investor, if you are trying to invest in green energy companies, we can't assure its future, because at any point of time, government policies may change. Moreover, none of the business in this world can't sustain for quite a long time with government support alone, unless and until find a solution for self-reliability, self-sustainability, and a self-revenue generation model. Then only it can be considered as a sustainable business. So never think that the green energy companies that's available in our stock markets, they are always a safer bet to be invested. Policies may drastically taken away their leverage over other companies. So if you are a person who don't want to take much risk, stay away from all the energy companies. So thanks for watching. See you in the next episode. Till then, bye from Anup.